In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the biggest supervillain in all of our success stories, the Thanos of our universe, resistance. So if you're someone who's trying to be more productive in their life and is trying to beat laziness, then this video is just for you. So you must be wondering, what is resistance? Well, author Steven Pressfield in his book The War of Art describes resistance as this invisible negative energy that is present within all of us, and it is programmed to do one thing and only one thing alone. It's to destroy all of our creativity. So according to the book, there are two lives within us: the life you live and the unlived life. And the reason this unlived life exists within us is because of resistance. So, did you know that Hitler actually wanted to become an artist? He even enrolled in an art school when he was younger. But has any one of us ever seen his paintings? Have you wondered why? Resistance. It was easier for Hitler to start World War II and fight the entire world than to sit down and paint, than to sit down and fight his resistance. That's how dangerous resistance is. Resistance comes in many forms, but today we're going to focus on the two most dangerous and most vicious forms of resistance: procrastination, rationalization. First, procrastination. The art of delaying or postponing any activity from the point that you want to do till the point that you have to do it is called procrastination. Well, something that all of us can relate to are assignments. Do you remember back in school and college, whenever we used to get assignments, I don't think we ever actually started working on it till the submission was the next day. And we did the same thing when it came to exams. We never actually studied from before. We used to wait till 1 or 2 weeks before the exam and then open the books and go through the notes. Procrastination makes you delay the action. Instead of doing it 2 or 3 months before the exam, you push it till the most final moment that you can do it, and then you go do it. And in case you must be wondering that you're no longer in school, you're no longer in college, you don't have to worry about assignments and exams and it's all behind you. Well, I've got news for you. Procrastination is very much still alive in your life. In fact, it's become a very integral part of almost all of our daily lives. Don't believe me? Well, ask yourself, when's the last time you went to bed and immediately fallen asleep? That's because we end up spending a lot of time on social media. I mean, personally, I end up spending 30-40 minutes just, checking my social medias and replying to all the people who keep messaging me. I mean, I have to keep appearances, right? Okay, well, not a lot of people message, but still, some people do. Okay, fine, I use it to check if people have seen my messages or not. Despite nobody messaging me, I still end up spending 30 to 40 minutes on social media doing absolutely nothing. And we kind of end up doing the same thing when we wake up. You have to leave by 8. And it's ideal that you wake up by 6:30. But you'll kind of explain to yourself that it's okay to sleep another 15 minutes. If you sleep for 15 minutes, then you still make it because you can have a quick shower and So you come up with these strategies laying there on bed, thinking about how you will make up for those 15 minutes for just delaying the action. You find out strategic ways to efficiently do your work in 1 hour instead of taking 1.5 hours and doing it correctly. And that's procrastination. And to be honest, it can be a little bit fun, being all artistic and creative, coming up with these strategies to be able to do something at the last possible moment. And in that sense, I like to think even I am a very good artist, because the video that you're watching right now should ideally take about 3 days for me to record and edit. But do you know how many days it actually took me to make it? 8. Why? Resistance. Which actually brings me to my second form, that is rationalization. The art of justifying excuses to yourself for not doing something that you really want to is rationalization. And if you ask me, I think it's the more evil of the two, because procrastination just makes you delay the action to the very possible last moment, and in the process compromising the quality of your project. But rationalization, it's evil. It makes you come up with these reasons for why you should not do it in the first place. So when I sat down to make this video, I'm lucky that I was only hit by procrastination, because if rationalization would have attacked me, I don't know how I would have fought. And the reason why rationalization even works is because it picks on your deepest, darkest insecurities. For me, while I'm making this YouTube channel, my biggest fear is, fear of failure. Putting out this video and having people say that they didn't like it, that it doesn't work. And so rationalization picks on it and it puts it in front of you in such a way that, oh look, I'm here to protect you. I'm here to take care of you. So let's not get hurt, let's just leave. But if you do, then resistance wins. So the question remains, how do we fight resistance? Well, the first thing you need to understand is, the more resistance you face for any project, the more you'll feel happy by pursuing it. Let me repeat it. The more resistance you face in whatever endeavor you embark on, if you feel more resistance, that means you're on the right path. That means you're doing the right thing, and it gives you all the more reasons to fight it. The way you fight it is a two-step process. Step 1, embrace it. You have to accept the fact that there is resistance. You have to accept that every time you sit to do work or try to be productive, you will face some form of resistance. So, embrace it. Step 2, face it. So what author Steven Pressfield does is that every day at 10 a.m. he gets on his table, he sits in front of his computer, and for the next 4 hours he just sits there and he types. No matter what he writes, whether he even uses it later on, he sits and he writes. Because the point is, resistance is going nowhere and your creativity is in your hand. And if you show up and you try to perform every time, something magical happens. You create this positive creative energy around you and it starts beating resistance. And because of that energy, resistance becomes weaker.